Hello and thank you for joining ContentoNow TV, the show that hosts authors from many countries, and they are revealing some behind-of-the-scene secrets of their publishing journey. We are very, very delighted to have with us Ted Barr. Hello to you, Ted.
Hello, Nathanel.
And congratulations of the process of launching the new book, The Fly, and the Fly seminars and the Fly method. One of the things that I would like to engage in this encounter is that people will get to know a bit more about you. If you would choose the most meaningful and profound moment in your life, what moment would it be?
If you ask me about me, how I define myself, I would say that I believe in miracles. I really believe in miracles because a lot of miracles happened in my life.
The biggest one, the first that occurs to you in your personal life?
At the age of 40, after not being involved, interested, knowing nothing about art, it happened that I came into the art world and I started to express myself in colors and forms.
What was the first step? Because the first step is always challenging.
The first step was my wife then saw me scribbling with my kids. They were small, 4, 6 years of age, and I was scribbling with them. And then she said, "You have to be a painter. You have to paint."
Out of the
Out
blue.
of the blue it was. And I went to a workshop that they put like a pear and an orange and like a curtain in front of me, still life, you know, and say, "Okay, paint." And I wasn't at all connected to that, at all. But then somehow I found a teacher in Old Jaffa. He was a very, very strict teacher, the old way, the old school. And I learned with him for 7 years.
When you're saying strict, if you could emphasize what was his first reaction for the first drawing that you presented to him. What did he say?
When he first saw a painting that I painted in this workshop, he said, "Rubbish."
Rubbish.
Rubbish. And
it's painful.
You know, in the beginning I thought that he didn't look exactly, he didn't see exactly what I was doing, so I didn't hear exactly what he is saying. But he saw the second painting and he said, "Rubbish" again.
And the third one?
The third one, "Rubbish." The fourth one, "Rubbish." He was so, you know, firm about it that basically I have no place in the art world. You know, what are you doing here? He asked me in his way. I came home devastated. You know, I'm not regular that people are speaking to me in this way, and he really made me such a small, you know, diminished me in a very, very firm way. And when I came home, my wife said to me, I told her the story, and she said to me, "I think you found your teacher because he's telling you the truth. And between you and me, you know, your paintings are not so, you know, valuable. And he's at least telling you the truth." I wasn't at all, I didn't intend to come back to this guy, but I found myself in Old Jaffa one day and I met him again, and I started the 7-year session with him.
7 years?
Yeah.
So it needs really, it's not that you're saying whenever a person decides to fly, it shouldn't be easy at the beginning, but he should be determined. It might take some time. In your experience.
In my articles that appear in the Fly book, I write that you cannot expect that after conception, 2 days after conception, you will have a college student in the house. You know, there is time for everything.
Yep.
And there is a process of everything, especially in the art world, it's a language, you know.
But right now, when your art is being presented in Italy, in New York, finally back in Israel, and in many in South America, and in Eastern and South Korea, etc., and when your art is there and you're seeing in a reflection of your life, the second miracle that you can say, "I had it in my life," what was it?
I think it was when I was invited by Ole Johnson, the sculptor Ole Johnson, to do art with him together in Alfta in Sweden. Now, he's a sculpture of iron sculpture, 13, 14, 50 tons of iron, you know. But when I came to the studio, I saw like 3 very delicate glass statues, and I said to Ole, I want to do this. This I want to do. And he said, but this is done in Ockelbo, in a place near the Norwegian border, and it's a family of tradition of 16 generations. Eventually, to cut long story short, we went there, and I made those statues, glass statues. I never made glass statues in my life, you know? If in retrospect, to answer your question, I think that what is special in this way that we are speaking now about it is that the fact that I did a lot of things, I think more than usual, you know, the first thing in my life, the first time in my life, you know? And I wasn't afraid to say, okay, let's try it. Let's try it. It sounds interesting. Let's go for it. So I said yes a lot of times in my life. Sometimes I paid a heavy price for that, you know? But there is a price for everything.
But so, there is a bigger price if you're saying no.
No. If you say no, the situation stays the same. You know? If you want something to happen, you have to say yes.
Yes.
Because if you say nothing, if you say no...
That's a bigger price, just to be stuck, just not to fly, just to remain in the old shell that you already are acquainted with.
That's right.
While seeing some of the pictures, one of the seminars that you're doing, what is happening in your life during the seminars when this method of fly is passing through you and you are giving workshops around the world and lectures and presenting your art and opening the articles and the books? What is happening to you while this experiencing is happening?
I think the words that you used are correct. It's not Ted Barr. I often say that sometimes I prefer that when I'm really creating, I prefer that Ted Barr would be out of the studio. You know, Ted Barr is in interference in what I'm doing, because it's not me. It's really something I don't know exactly how to describe it. Something that comes through me, and I'm sharing it with other people. And I'm really inspired that other people are inspired by it and are changing by it and expressing themselves by it.
Because you're not really teaching them. It has nothing to do with practically how to paint. It's something about flying with their lives.
In every workshop, I say, and I say it again and again in every workshop, it doesn't matter if it's in Kathmandu, San Antonio, Dallas, Berlin, doesn't matter. I say, I'm not an art teacher. I'm here to give you another way, to offer you another way of self-expression. And it doesn't have to be by color and form. You know, in the last workshop, we had notebooks and we started to write because the feelings were so powerful then. And I felt that it's the right time just to spell it out by writing. Then we continued painting, yeah. And eventually we have canvases, we have colors, we have chopsticks, because I don't use brushes, I use chopsticks. So we have the environment that allows people to express themselves by what is so-called painting, you know? But it's more of the soul expresses itself on the canvases.
One dream that you can express here and now for the coming years, for you?
I started a project with Mémoire de l'Avenir Gallery in Paris, collaboration with them, that we took Palestinian kids and Arab Christian kids from Nazareth and Muslim kids from Baka El Garbia and Jewish kids from Pardesia. And we had them together in 4 workshops, in Jericho, in Nazareth, in Baka El Garbia, and in Pardesia. And we gave the theme was unity flags. In combined groups, they created flags with the theme of unity. And my dream is that there would be thousands, tens of thousands children like that, you know? Because if we speak about peace, it will start there.
Ted Barr, I want to thank you so much for this second encounter in our meeting. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
If you have any questions regarding Fly, that you want Fly to meet in your life, please don't hesitate. Just click, share all the social networks, and be in touch with Ted, even throughout a website again. Thank you so much for joining ContentoNow TV.